Greetings, heroes, and welcome back to scenic Scrapnik Island, where busted and broken badniks of old take refuge in the remains of a destroyed Death Egg. Under the command of the E100 series SEGA, these former badniks lived together in harmony and peace, and after Tails and Sonic were downed in a brutal storm, Sonic's leg was busted, as usually happens. Whenever you need to tell a story, bust Sonic's leg. It'll keep his speed from being an instant win button. But while Sonic initially thought he was under attack, Tails revealed that the badniks were actually friendly. And while Sonic still has reservations about Mecha Sonic, he's willing to let bygones be bygones, especially since he's in no condition to fight. However, while the rest of the Scrapnik seems to be pretty good, we see Mecha Knuckle looming in the distance. Is it potential that his programming hasn't been changed? And why does it seem like Mecha Sonic is fighting his? Will these bots give in to their baser instinct? Join me as I find out, won't you? Alright, issue 2 of Sonic the Hedgehog Scrapnik Island. Got a little promotion for Sonic Prime. Can't wait for that. But nice cover with Mecha Knuckles. Story by Daniel Barnes. Art by Jack Lawrence. Colors Natalie Fordrain. Letters by Sean Lee. Editor Riley Farmer and David Mayer. Okay, I guess we're picking up with a flashback of when SEGA was all busted and broken down, washing up on the beat of Scrapnik Island, and came back online and found himself face to face with a destroyed Death Egg. And you see him immediately getting to work, fixing up former bots with whatever he could. To a certain degree, they're a terrifying mishmash of parts, but hey, they continue to function. And you see one day when SEGA was fixing things about the island, what was it, a Hoi-Hoi or Ho-Ho? One of the bigger lumberjack bots comes over to him, indicating that he found something near the beat, and when he points it out, we see none other than Mecha Sonic, beaten and busted. Oh, we see it's the same area where Sonic and Tails are hanging out. Sonic is chilling in a makeshift beach chair. That's pretty cool, putting his busted foot up. Tails is working on his Miles electronic. One of the bots come over and land on his metal boot, and Sonic says, "Oh, hey, little guy, what's up?" The bot says, "Hello." Tails says, "Awesome, I finally got it to work." A shocked Sonic says, "What's happening? What is this?" Tails says, I made a translator module." Of course he did, as per usual. It decrypts the Scrapnik's communication signals and converts them into rudimentary speech. Sonic figures, wait, so they can talk now? Tails simply states, kinda. Only through my speakers, though. And all the robots surround him saying, "Hello, hello, hello." And Tails, beaming, says, "Hey, come on, guys, slow it down one at a time." Sonic chuckles to himself and says, leave it to Tails to find the upside to being stranded on an island of junk. SEGA then approaches with his entourage, saying, "Salutations, gentlemen. We have finished assessing the damage to your plane." While Tails is just excitedly showing SEGA, saying, "Hey, SEGA, check this out," as all of the Scrapniks say, "Hello." SEGA inspects the Miles electronics, saying, "You have given my Scrapniks the gift of gab. How have you managed this?" Tails informs him, "It was pretty easy, actually. Newer badniks tend to have built-in fail-safes to prevent outsiders from hijacking their signal processors, but none of you guys seem to have those. I just whipped up a quick program to extrapolate and convert the signals into audio on my datapad." Scientific mumbo-jumbo. It makes a certain degree of sense, but I am not smart enough for that. SEGA says, "Most impressive. A truly remarkable device." Mecha Sonic examines it, and then we have that same malfunction, burst of static coming from his being from before. But Sonic, he's impatient, saying, "Ahem, you were saying something about the damage to our plane, Sig?" SEGA hands back Tails' Miles electronic and says, "Oh yes, forgiveness requested. I have both good news and bad news. Good news, everyone! The good news is that most of the damage to your plane is superficial and can be easily repaired. The bad news is that your integrated drive generator is cracked and needs to be fully replaced." A couple of the egg robos hold up the whatever in containment, or is it just an image showing it? I'm not sure. Tails says, "Oh shoot." As Sonic gets up, he asks, "Into what now?" Tails tells him, "It makes electricity for the plane. We can't fly without it. Not an easy part to come by. Sonic says, But Sigma informs him, fortunately, I know where we might find a spare. We will have to make a trip into the Death Egg. However, it may take some time. Sonic stretches and says, well then, let's quit standing around and get this show on the road. But Tails is concerned, saying, Sonic? Sonic responds darkly, Tails? But Tails goes into full sass mode, saying, that foot of yours has been taking a lot of punishment lately. Are you sure you should be up and about? Maybe you should just sit back and get some rest. But Sonic, ever the one to get up and go, says, I appreciate the concern, bud, but I'm fine. If I gotta do any more sitting back today, I'm gonna lose it. I'm going stir crazy over here. Sigma comes up and pats the two of them on the head, saying, worry not, young Master Tails. If Sonic wishes to accompany Mecha Sonic and me on our trek, then we shall ensure his health and safety. Right, Mecha? And as Mecha doesn't really respond, Sonic leans back and looks over at him, eyeing him down. Tails questions Sigma, should I come with you? Do you need an extra set of eyes? Sigma states, that will not be necessary. You should stay behind and get started on fixing your plane. That would be the most efficient course of action. My assistance will help you. He points over to the three egg robos, saying, you three, see to it that Tails has access to all the necessary tools and materials for his repairs. And as Sonic tromps and stomps over with Sigma and Mecha Sonic, Sigma calls back to Tails and the other Badniks, saying, Scrapnik, saying, farewell, friends. We shall be back before you are aware. And as they head towards the Death Egg, Sigma asks Sonic, Mecha Sonic would like to make a quick detour on the way to our destination. I hope that is acceptable. Sonic simply says wearily, yeah. Sure, as we see Mecha Knuckles watching them from a distance. We then see Mecha Sonic in the room from before, with the one lone flower. He's watering it. As Sonic and Sigma watch from the doorway, Sonic asks Sigma, so what's the deal with the flower? Sigma tells him, it inexplicably washed ashore some time ago. Mecha has cared for it ever since, in hopes of planting it in real soil one day. It is our dream to leave this island, you see. This place may be our home, but it is also a prison of sorts, a constant reminder of our shameful origin. We are Eggman's discarded puppets no longer. We must escape from beneath his shadow if we are to truly live happily. Sonic looks at Mecha Sonic and says, you might look scary, but you're actually a big old softie. I'm sure you guys will make it off this trash heap one day, big fella. And as Sonic gives a friendly jab to Mecha Sonic sparks and glitches, and Sonic, not really knowing what to say, nervously gives him a thumbs up as Mecha Sonic simply walks towards the door, following behind Sigma. As they head out, they approach the hangar of the egg carrier. And as they approach the beaten down and busted, dilapidated ship, Sigma tells Sonic, behold, Scrapnik Island's crown jewel, the scrambled egg carrier. It is with this mighty vessel that our ambition shall be realized. Once it is fully constructed, of course, it still requires some work. Sonic says, man, I'm getting nostalgic. Me and this thing go way back. I didn't get a great look at it earlier. What with you guys scaring the scrap out of me, he chuckled. As they approach, Sigma simply says, ha ha, forgiveness requested. The trio still not noticing that they're being tailed by Mecha Knuckles. Oh, it's the same function that Gamma had. I guess all the E-series have it. Their lower half can kind of boop up, and there's propeller blades under there that allows them to float. I don't know if it's still functioning. It seems like he uses that now for storage, as he pops up his upper half, reaching into his lower half, weirdly enough, rustling around for something as he says, that spare integrated drive generator should be around here somewhere. We should split up to cover more ground. I will go left, you two go right. Here is a flashlight for your non-robotic eyes. As Sigma hands over the flashlight, Sonic says, appreciate it. As they head off in different directions, Sigma waves back to them saying, good luck, you two. Sonic simply says, luck? Ha! We don't need luck. We're expert integrated thingamajig finders. Later, as we see Sonic and Mecha Sonic rooting around through the ship, Sonic glances back at Mecha Sonic, contemplating something. Sonic calls over to Mecha Sonic, and naturally he doesn't really respond. Mecha Sonic gives off the vibe of I have no mouth and I must scream, but Sonic extends a hand to Mecha Sonic, saying, I want to apologize for the mix-up earlier. I think we got off on the wrong foot. Literally. Sonic states, I know that you and I have a history, but clearly a lot's changed. You're super chill now and watering flowers. You have hopes and dreams. You're rocking a cool cape. You're moving forward, which I'm all about. In fact, there's a certain other Sonic robot who could really learn a thing or two from you, I think. So how about you and me squash this beef and a fresh start, right here, right now. What do you say? See, this is the thing that some people have gotten up in arms about that he's referring to, and that's the fact that when Sonic thought Eggman was completely gone during the start of the Sonic IDW run, and Sonic had Tails fix up Metal Sonic, remove all his weapon systems, power all that down, but still let him go. This is essentially what Sonic was hoping for. I mean, Sonic knows enough robots who have found some form of autonomy, have desires, want, hopes, dreams. They think for themselves, and Sonic is all about that. So I don't blame him for being, chill about this whole situation, because this is usually what he hopes for. He doesn't mind smashing bots, but he also doesn't mind letting them go about their day and living their life. Like I said, he's all about moving forward. As Mecha Sonic goes to reciprocate the handshake, Mecha Sonic is then alerted to an incoming attack and grabs Sonic, carrying him out of the way from the strike from none other than Mecha Knuckles, completely rocking Knuckles' old discarded hat. Sonic calls out, Mecha Knuckles? Oh, come on! Just how many robot doubles do you guys have stashed around here? No offense, he calls out to Mecha Sonic. When Mecha Sonic looks over to Sonic, he then picks up Sonic and beats feet, with Mecha Knuckles giving chase. Meanwhile, with Sigma, he's found the device he was looking for, saying, By Jove, I do believe I have located it. But he then screams out, Gears and starters! As Sonic, Mecha Sonic, and Mecha Knuckles come crashing through the wall. And as Mecha Sonic hands Sonic over to Sigma, honestly, I never think of the massive size difference until moments like this. Freaking Sonic looks like an infant being held by Sigma. Sigma says, I see you've met Mecha Knuckles. Quite the spirited fellow, eh? Sonic says, not the word I would use. Sonic questions, what's his problem? Why is he trying to bash my brains in? Sigma informs Sonic. Mecha Knuckles' original Eggman directives compel him to defend the Master Emerald Shrine on Angel Island from intruders. They were so deeply embedded into his programming that I was unable to fully remove them, so I diverted his protective instinct to guarding the scrambled egg carrier inside. And Sonic simply says, so he's a blockhead, just like the real deal, got it. So he's just following another protocol, gotcha. Sigma tells Mecha Sonic, stand down, lad. Sonic is our friend. But as Mecha Sonic pauses, something surges through Mecha Sonic's mind, and he uppercuts Sigma, knocking Sigma to the ground, seemingly taking the bot out. Sonic cries out for Sig, while Mecha Sonic seems to get angry. Mecha Sonic tosses Sonic to the side as Mecha Knuckles continues to try to strike out at the two of them. Mecha Sonic then takes Mecha Knuckles' head, slams it into the ground, slides Mecha Sonic across the floor, then throwing him into a nearby wall. And as Mecha Knuckles tries to get up off of the ground, sparking and shaking from the damage he received, he does manage to get up, sweeping Mecha Sonic's legs out from under him, and then managing to bash Mecha Sonic in the head with his other arm. Mecha Sonic goes down hard, and then he has a bit of a flashback, as if he's seeing memories of the past, of him, Mecha Sonic, facing off against a glitched out Knuckles in, I believe, Sky Sanctuary. But that glitched out version of Knuckles slowly turns into Sonic. The glitched Sonic then says to Mecha Sonic a weird hodgepodge of things that actual Sonic has said to Mecha Sonic, saying, you might look scary, but you're actually trash. I'll bash your brains in, blockhead. What do you say? Mechasonic takes offense to this and tries to strike out at the glitched out Sonic. He then reverts to his Scrapnik form, looking at himself in horror as the glitched Sonic and Glitch Knuckles fuse to a giant glitched out version of Eggman that looms over Mechasonic, saying, "Ho ho ho ho, at long last you are complete, Mechasonic. You are my greatest creation to date." But this catches Mechasonic off guard as the glitched out version rams its fist straight through Mechasonic as it repeats the words trash, 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 trash. But Mechasonic then awakens in the real world, getting up as Mecha Knuckles stalks towards Sonic as Sonic tries to defend himself, saying, "Easy, Knucklehead, let's talk this out." But Mechasonic grabs Mecha Knuckles by the head and spin dashes him into oblivion, brutally ending the bot. And as Mechasonic stands over its smoldering remains, Sonic calls out to him, "Nice save, big guy. A little overkill maybe, but nice save all the same." Up top, Sonic holds out his hand for a high five, but Mechasonic slowly turns his gaze to Sonic. He then goes in and grabs Sonic by the throat, holding him up against the wall, strangle him, with Sonic simply say, So no high five then?" Ending our issue. Honestly, I'm continuing to love this story, as it's something that really has come up time and time again in the series, and that is the value of the sentience of the bot. Hell, it's essentially become Bell's prime directive in the main story, and that's to let the badniks think for themselves, have their own lives potentially, be good instead of used as fodder for evil. Natalie Fordrain's colors kill it once again, continuing to deeply compliment Daniel Barnes's great line work. The expressions of the character are so great, and it's the combination, I've said it before, Daniel Barnes's way of showing the paneling, showing the emotions of these silent characters. Wonderful. The use of color to also show off the shiftings of moods and alliances, the darker eyes for the go in for the kill mood to be set, while the yellow eyes being the one of more of a free will, free thinking mindset. They also make sure that it's known that it's not that Mecha Knuckles was bad, it's that he is a slave to his program. That's the negative side. These bots aren't bad. This is just all they are capable of, because of the nature of their creation, which really leans into the sympathetic feeling you have towards all of them. It can be a bit of a tightrope walk, because there's that feeling of you doing a bot who's doing something that isn't its own will, then what does that say about you and what you're doing? And yes, ultimately it's self-defense, but these are sentient creatures, living beings. To destroy them is to destroy their hopes and dreams for a better tomorrow in the future. It becomes a lot more murky when you think about just going back and destroying them as if they were just common bots, doesn't it? I'm interested to see where this goes. Actually, I think I said Daniel Barnes's line work. No, Jack Lawrence's line work. Sorry about that. Daniel Barnes's writing, top notch. Jack Lawrence's line work, amazing. Natalie Fordrain's coloring, out of this world. It's very much like Archie's Island of Misfit Badniks from back in the day, but taken in a different direction that leads into a more emotional feeling towards all of them. And I think that was the right way to go. But I'm interested to hear from you. What do you think of Scrapnik Island Issue 2? Will Mechasonic be able to overcome this darker program that has awoken inside of him? Or will he end up being just another badnik to be back? Interested to hear from you? Let me know, but also remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on the next video. But until then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next one. Till then, bye-bye.